Good morning, Little Masters, and welcome back to today's Tolkien Times, a Prancing Pony podcast production. I'm the Man of the West, and we're going to continue what we've been doing since week 50 here on Third Age Thursdays, looking at the poetry and songs from The Lord of the Rings. I mean, this is going to be a long run. I can't imagine how many more weeks it's going to take. Last week, we lamented the loss of Orofarne Lasamista Carnamirie, until we realized those weren't three different Rowan trees. We also marched to war with the Ents as we came to Isengard with doom. Today, we're going to take a look at some words from Galadriel delivered by Gandalf to some friends. After relating his rescue from atop Celebdil by Gwaihir the Windlord, Gandalf spoke of his visit to Galadriel in Lorien.
Thus it was that I came to Caras Galadhon and found you but lately gone. I tarried there in the ageless time of that land, where days bring healing, not decay. Healing I found, and I was clothed in white. Counsel I gave, and counsel took. Thence by strange roads I came, and messages I bring to some of you. To Aragorn I was bidden to say this. Where now are the Dunedain, Elessar, Elessar? Why do their kinsfolk wander afar? Near is the hour when the lost should come forth, and the grey company ride from the north. But dark is the path appointed for thee. The dead watch the road that leads to the sea. To Legolas she sent this word. Legolas Greenleaf, long under tree, in joy thou hast lived. Beware of the sea. If thou hearest the cry of the gull on the shore, thy heart shall then rest in the forest no more.
Gandalf fell silent and shut his eyes.
Then she sent me no message, said Gimli, and bent his head.
Dark are her words, said Legolas, and little do they mean to those that receive them.
That is no comfort, said Gimli.
What then, said Legolas? Would you have her speak openly to you of your death?
Yes, if she had naught else to say.
What is that? Said Gandalf, opening his eyes.
Yes, I think I can guess what her words may mean. Your pardon, Gimli, I was pondering the messages once again. But indeed she sent words to you, and neither dark nor sad. To Gimli, son of Gloin, she said, give his lady's greeting. Lock-bearer, wherever thou goest, my thought goes with thee. But have a care to lay thine axe to the right tree.
The message to Aragorn is a straightforward prophecy regarding, if not naming them explicitly, the paths of the dead. And I find it really interesting that we are told absolutely nothing about Aragorn's reaction to this prophecy at all in this moment. And we don't hear about this prophecy again until the passing of the Grey Company, when Elrohir says, I bring word to you from my father, that would be Elrond. The days are short. If thou art in haste, remember the paths of the dead. Well, we get Aragorn's reaction then, at least. Always my days have seemed to me too short to achieve my desire, but great indeed will be my haste ere I take that road. Now, interestingly, though, when he is retelling this story to Legolas and Gimli about the paths of the dead, he changes the words of Elrond, saying, Listen, this is the word that the sons of Elrond bring to me from their father in Rivendell, wisest in lore. Bid Aragorn remember the words of the seer and the paths of the dead. And what may be the words of the seer? Said Legolas. Thus spoke Malbeth the seer in the days of Arvedui, last king at Fornost, said Aragorn. Over the land there lies a long shadow, westward reaching wings of darkness. The tower trembles, to the tombs of kings doom approaches. The dead awaken, for the hour is come for the oath-breakers. At the stone of Erech they shall stand again, and hear there a horn in the hills ringing. Whose shall the horn be? Who shall call them from the grey twilight, the forgotten people? The heir of him to whom the oath they swore. From the north shall he come, need shall drive him. He shall pass the door to the paths of the dead. So, even though Elrohir and Elrond have reminded Aragorn about the paths of the dead, it was Galadriel that first planted the idea in his head. And here she makes it clear, dark is the path appointed for thee. You are going there, Elessar. And it would have been interesting to see how he reacted to that message. For Legolas, it's a simple warning. beware the sea. If you get too close to it, that is close enough to hear the gulls, the desire to leave will become overwhelming. This one comes true as well, as we read in the last debate. "Look," he cried, "gulls! They are flying far inland. A wonder they are to me, and a trouble to my heart. Never in all my life had I met them, until we came to Pelargir, and there I heard them crying in the air as we rode to the battle of the ships. Then I stood still, forgetting war in Middle-earth, for their wailing voices spoke to me of the sea. The sea! Alas, I have not yet beheld it, but deep in the hearts of all my kindred lies the sea-longing, which it is perilous to stir. Alas for the gulls! No peace shall I have again under beech or under elm." And later, he sings of the sea, but we'll save that for when we get there. As for Gimli's message, well, we eventually learned she sent one. Thanks, Gandalf. Kind of pulling a Barlam and Butterbur there. But the message is a simple one. I'm thinking about you. Watch where you put that axe. Folks, thank you for joining me for this week's Third Age Thursday. Be sure to come back tomorrow for a return to Fandom Fridays. Check out patreon.com/Tolkien Times to learn how you can support the show, get an ad-free feed, join my content council, get a bonus episode every week, and more. Podcast listeners, please be sure to subscribe to the TTT in your podcast apps. Leave a rating and review as well if you're listening on Apple or Spotify. For those on YouTube, subscribe to this channel to get all the PPP productions, including eventually all the seasons of the PPP, Rings of Power Wrap-Up, and this show, and my new streaming project, The PPP Plays. Be sure you're following at Prancing Pony Pod on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and simply the Prancing Pony Podcast on Facebook. Finally, as Faramir says, go with the goodwill of all good men.